What are some of your What are some of your like affirmed beliefs in life? Like if you had your own version of the Bible or like your 10 commandments, what do you live by? What are three rules that you live by? Like if you could review your actions in your head and the way you carry yourself or you have carried yourself in life, what are what are three things that you live by? Take your time.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget the first time, and Will Smith is a really big inspiration for me. I think he's a fantastic actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got the comedy, he's got the drama, he's extremely successful. His parents didn't just birth him, like he is for his kids, but I mean, what else? But, but there's an interview with him online. I've told you this, haven't I?
Maybe.
But he says, the only thing, and this is what I live my life by, this is how I've gotten it, the only thing that I consider myself as distinctly different from anybody else is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. And every guy's like, what do you mean? He said, you might be smarter than me, you might be sexier than me, you might be X, Y, and Z than me. But as soon as we both get on that treadmill, there's either two things that are going to happen. Either he's going to get off first, or I'm going to die.
What does that mean?
As far as, in other words, like if there were two treadmills and it was a race between who would get off, and the other guy was more athletic, the other guy had steroids, and the other guy had all these things going for him, and it's just little old, Will Smith getting on that treadmill, This is like the only two things that are going to happen as soon as you get on the treadmill. Either he's going to get off first, or I'm going to die on that treadmill trying,
Trying to outwork him.
Trying to outwork him and work ethic, just sickening work ethic, just going and doing your thing. Like, I'll never forget that. When I saw that interview, I literally was like in the camera like this, like talking to the video. And my roommate was like, "Who are you talking to?" And I literally had like a moment of like, I'm talking to a computer screen. Like, it was this moment. But I really do believe that, and I believe you have to do what you love. Like, it's like, I'm Indian, and it's like so sad. Like UCLA's got a lot of Asian people, and I'd be like, "Okay, yeah. So what's your major?" They're like, "Oh, biology," and I'm like, "Oh, wow. So why are you doing biology?" I want to be a doctor. It's like, "Oh, why do you want to be a doctor?" And like everything after you ask all these questions, it ends up going to, I don't know what else to do, or my parents. And that, like, man, this is just not the way to live. It's your life, You can't, you got to do what you love to do, and you got to be willing to die for it, be willing to get on a treadmill, and that's my Bible. But sometimes even and that's why I have Jafa. Because Jafa knows my Bible better than I know it. Better believe that. But see, when he does it, when he's not reading the Bible, I'm telling him about it. When I'm not, he is. That's why it works so well.
One last question before we leave. What, one or two, but if there's one outstanding one, tell me now. What is the thing that you are the most afraid of in life? Like, whether it's the way you go out, something that you don't want to do, something that you've experienced that you don't want to. What is the one thing that you fear the most in life, like that you would hate to have happen, that would scar you? That you would be humiliated, or what is the one fear in life? Take your time.
I think think my biggest fear would be that people don't accept me for what I want to be. Rejection, in that sense.
Word.
Yeah. But yeah, like stand-up comedy terrifies me, and I always feel horrible after I do it. I just walk away and just can't even, like, it's just disgraceful. I get up there and I do it and I'm like, I can't believe it. I just, like, I feel like ashamed. I hate that feeling, you know? Like, scary stuff. It's definitely been the one, like, I can, like, I can get up in front of people and do crazy, like, do whatever, you know? But for some reason, like, yeah. But thanks, guys. And always, if you're gonna have a conversation with me in the future, you have to remind me to keep it on the lighter side. And usually how that'll happen is if we talk about movies, because otherwise I'm gonna get. Because if people ask me,
let me ask you one more question. This is the official last question.
The official last question.
What is one thing that you can't pass away, die, whatever? What is one thing that you can't leave this earth without doing? One thing that you must do before you leave this earth.
Okay, this is my goal in life.
And make sure, what is that one thing that you have to do before you leave, that you have to achieve? Just one. The ultimate for you. Deep down.
Okay, so let me start this off. So, I want someone to go, someone like my mother, to go and sit in the movie theater and watch something that I was majorly a part of, that hopefully I get an international or national recognition for. And I want that person to completely forget about whatever problems they have in their life and just have a blast. And literally just I want to brainwash people into thinking that, you know, that's what I want to do. And I want to affect it on a global scale. I want a lot of people, you know. I want to make something like bigger than Avatar, you know, that, you know, touches the heart. It's not just like a visual thing, you know. A story that, you know, I want, or I don't know how exactly I would be a part of that, but in some way, you know, whether I'm acting in it or directing it or whatever, you know, I don't know. But I want someone to exit that theater being like, you know, now that made my day, you know, that's it, you know. Didn't have to make their life, you know, and I want to be recognized for it. I don't want to make something that no one ever sees or that no one ever appreciates. That's what I want to do. And hopefully get an Academy Award or two. Mm-hmm.